church family. I hope you're having a great afternoon. I wanted to share something with you a little bit. When I was in engineering, I had a little plaque on my desk, and the plaque was from Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. And it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own understanding. Acknowledge Him in all your ways, and He will make your paths straight." Wouldn't that be great sometimes, just to have all of our paths straight? But it's not like that all the time, is it? Where we go through each day and we would love, especially as parents, we would love our days just to be straight and easy, but it's not that way all the time. Are we just not trusting God enough? Are we struggling with, where our days are really going? Are they bumpy? Are they rough? Let's look back a little bit about this passage in Proverbs chapter 3. Proverbs were written by Solomon and for his son to kind of help guide his son to make wise choices. And as parents and as leaders of the church, we talk to our children about making wise choices. And so that's why Proverbs was written. And so there in the very first part of Proverbs chapter 3, it says, "My son, don't forget these teachings, and let your heart keep my commands. For they will bring you many days, a full life, well-being. Never let loyalty and faithfulness leave you. Tie them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will find favor and high regard with God and people." That sounds great too, doesn't it? It's almost like running through a meadow or skipping rocks at a lake, just the great life that would be. But every day's not like that. Then when you get to the next part, that's where it drives home trust. What does trust mean? I trust in this chair I'm sitting on to hold me up, right? But what is trust? It's the full reliance on who God is. Imagine the warrior ready to go to battle, but he's more of the defeated soldier. He's tried his own way. He's gone his own ideas and has his own anxieties and has his own challenges. He's waiting for the commander to say, "This is what I need you to do." Instead of wearing ourselves out with those issues, many times it's, we need to rely on God. Where is God? What is He wanting us to do in this situation? When I first came down to Woodridge, I've been here about 2.5 years, I was so excited. I remember meeting with the discipleship pastor, and he said, "Let me tell you about Vacation Bible School here at Woodridge." And it was so exciting discussion about how great it was, and so I was looking forward to it. I started in May of 2018. The very next month was VBS, so it was drinking from a fire hose a little bit, but we got there, and I started working through VBS, and on the third day, Wednesday. Now, if you know VBS, Wednesday is when we tell the kids Jesus died on the cross for them. The salvation message, everything is so great. 10 minutes into it, the power goes off. The power goes off. You have to have power inside to do Vacation Bible School. That's all I knew, is we have to have power. We have to have lights. We have to have videos. How are we going to teach the children about Jesus with no power? We did it. I got in touch with the staff. We need to move kids around. We need to move them where there's light coming in. They figured everything out for me. And as we kept going through the morning, the kids learned about Jesus. They did. At the end of the day, we're just about finished with the day. 10 minutes before the parents pick up, guess what happens? The lights come back on. Of course they do, right? And so we're like, okay, it was a great morning. We got all the kids picked up by their parents. Everybody is safe and happy, it appears. As I talked to my leaders, we had 14 kids accept Jesus as Savior that day. In the dark, we can do this thing. Was it, we didn't know what was going to go on. Was it going to be perfect that day or not? But it was trusting in God. And so I was like, hey, maybe in the next year, I was even telling Matthew Dillingham, hey, let's make sure we pay that electric bill. Make sure we're good. That way we have power for VBS. Comes of 2019, May of 2019, the rains come. As we know our Bible songs, the rains come down, the floods come up. That's exactly what happened. And the gym flooded. We didn't have the gym for Vacation Bible School. You can't do Vacation Bible School without a gym. What are we thinking? And we started getting worried. Anxiety started approaching. Then we had a phone call from an outstanding child care center in town, Kids in Action. And they needed a place for the kids to go. Sure, come to Woodridge. We've got a preschool hallway. Oh, wait, that's where I put the preschool for children's for Vacation Bible School. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna fit this in? And Everybody wanted to come that year. We were one person shy of 500 kids being registered, with another 174 leaders and 200 kids from Kids in Action. How are we going to make this happen? What's going to happen? Trusting in God. Is he making the path straight? No. But he's making us, following us on the right paths and showing us which way to go. Trusting in God is showing us which way to go as we continue doing the work of God. Well, hey, next year will be even better. 2020 comes, and I could probably stop all conversation there because things are just wonderful in 2020, right? So we start planning it out. Angie Robichaux, my VBS director, is getting everything put together, and it's so exciting. I call her in April. Angie, we may have to go online for this thing. We can't do VBS online. Well, that's difficult. She didn't say that, but that's where my heart was. 2 weeks later, I said, we are going online with this. We've got to figure this out. Kids can they learn about Jesus watching TV? That's where school stuff is, the Zoom and stuff. But they did. Angie and her team worked and did tremendous work, putting together a VBS that was online. The week of VBS, my phone was just blowing up with text messages and phone calls, just like we were in person. So that part was normal. But it was phone calls from people around the state that week of saying how much they enjoyed our VBS. We were the VBS here for Woodridge, but also for Impact Church in San Antonio that week. And so people from there were calling me, thank you for having VBS. We're sitting on the couches with our family learning about Jesus. And we're doing all these things together as a family. We did a craft time. We went outside and had recreation, doing all these things together. Okay, that's great, but it didn't stop there. Our VBS was also shared in churches in Louisiana and groups in Arkansas, California. We even took some for a group in Utah to have VBS together. Isn't that amazing? Is that something we planned back in April? Not at all. But it goes back to trusting the Lord in all that we do. Trusting the Lord and putting our hope in Him, relying on Him, not our own understanding of what's going to happen, but relying in Him. So it reminds me of a passage in Habakkuk, a prophet that I really enjoy. He's more of a lighthouse prophet. He sees what's coming ahead, but he knows there's difficult times ahead too. The enemy is coming. They're going to be sent to exile and things like that. So difficult times, but he knows who is in control. And it says, though the fig tree does not bud, there is no fruit on the vines, though the olive crop fails, and the fields produce no food, though there are no sheep in the pen and no cattle in the stalls, yet, I will triumph in Yahweh. I will rejoice in the God of my salvation. Yahweh, my Lord, is my strength. He makes my feet like those of a deer and enables me to walk on mountain heights. You see all these bad things. You see difficult times. We see that in our daily life. Difficult times. Are our days straight and exactly everything lined out in our minds? It doesn't happen that way. We may think it is going to, but it always changes. But trusting in God. We may have no fruit on the vines, like in Habakkuk was saying, and we may not know where our next meal is coming from, yet we will trust in God. Yet we will follow Him, the God of our salvation. Those three little words ties it back together. We will continue to trust in Him. Are our paths going to be perfectly straight? No, but as we're relying on Him, we know He's got our best interest in mind. We know that He cares and loves about us. So as we go through each day, is it going to be easy? No. But do we know who's in control? Do we know who loves us? And do we know who cares so much about us that He sent His Son Jesus to die for us? Absolutely. And that's God. He's right there for us and continuing to lead us each and every day. Friends, I hope you have a great week. I hope this is encouraging to you this week. Look forward to seeing you this Sunday, Sunday school at 9:30, worship at 10:50, and we hope to see you here.